Morning, it's episode E. Look how far we've come. Going into the office this morning, totally forgot I had like a 1.5 hour in-person meeting. Otherwise today was totally going to be a work from home thing. I was going to eat all my kids' candy after Halloween. So Google just announced a vulnerability in Microsoft, pretty significant, and they did it after 7 days. No patch available, but here's why. It's being actively exploited, and so they felt it was better to let users know so that they would be probably motivated when the patch came out. Alright, so while the vulnerability is being actively exploited, here's the thing to note. A few years ago, Symantec came up with this research paper that said once a vulnerability is publicly disclosed, they see about a 5-fold increase in exploitation. Okay, so here's why. When you tell the world that a vulnerability exists, it basically lets the cat out of the bag. So the hardest part about exploiting a vulnerability is knowing that it exists, knowing where to look for it. And when you stand up and tell the world that a vulnerability is in a certain place, now it's just a matter of time before people go through a skilled but rather mechanical process of finding exactly where it is, figuring out how to exploit it, designing the exploit package, and off to the races. So undoubtedly Google's announcement is going to cause more exploitation of this. On the flip side, them telling people about it, at least people know there's a problem, and they can start putting defensive measures in place. So I think it's kind of a wash about what the right outcome is, but in general I think Google's erring on the side of let's let the world know so they can make their own informed decision, which ultimately I think is the best thing. So here's something else that's cool that happened. The Office of the Comptroller of Currency, part of the US banking regulatory body of some sort, announced yesterday, I think, or the day before, that a former employee of theirs, retired I believe, had taken about 10,000 records with him on a USB drive. An audit had discovered that, and when he was asked to return the drives, he couldn't find them anymore. The drives are lost with the 10,000 records of data. Here's the good news. They were all encrypted. This is a fantastic example exactly of how security on removable media is supposed to work. And so what's the risk that comes out of this to all these 10,000 employees? Not only did they analyze the data and say that it probably didn't have enough to worry about, but more importantly, the data is encrypted, so unless you're dealing with a very sophisticated adversary who can crap some really hardcore encryption, probably nothing to worry about. But they still disclosed it, they still did the right thing, so hats off to them. That's it for today. If you like this stuff, please subscribe to us on YouTube. We're trying to get all the way up to 100 subscribers so that we can get a proper URL. And sometimes we also have content appearing in the YouTube video that you're not actually going to be able to see via the podcast audio only link. So click the subscribe button. It's somewhere. I don't know where exactly. And yeah, give us some feedback about what you think. Cheers.